Hello there. I'm here to show you a wonderful place.
There's so many apocalyptic stories that have been told. Viewers are so spoilt for choice when it comes to that. But what was it about this story that drew you in?
Oh my gosh, and a very good observation. I think this one is different because we start with the apocalypse, of course, but it's really a story about moving forward. It's a story about rebuilding. It's a story about survival after and what that world is like, what those communities are like. How has mankind adapted to this horrific event? And it's a form of a positive idea that we can adapt. It's not like in any way that we would think maybe, but it's possible. So the concept or the idea of the story is what I was really excited about, and also working with a world builder, someone like Jonah Nolan, who created Westworld, and the showrunners Geneva and Graham were highly talented, highly creative individuals. It's just really, if you're going to go into this world, you want to go with the best possible people. And Hank is so appealing as a character.
We're in an era of incredible productions, but this is still quite spectacular. Was there one set or one moment during filming that really blew your mind?
There were some sequences because we worked in what's called a volume stage, where all of the background is computer screen generated. And I found it to be, I'd never worked on those before, so it was a new element. I remember working on Dune, and it was the first time we had a blue screen that we were working with. It was like, oh wow, this is pretty interesting. This was as interesting, and it was much more effective because you could actually, as an actor, see the environment that was being created as the audience was seeing it. So very helpful in terms of creating a reality for us. That was certainly one thing. And also, I was talking earlier about how Dune, starting from that first sci-fi experience that I had, was mostly miniatures and practicals and real creatures and real things that were done, not CGI generated. We didn't have CGI back then. And how we've moved through an era of CGI, and now we're back with Fallout, and most of the effects, apart from a few of the backdrops, are practical as well. Again, they actually work, they're real functional. They created the monsters for the most part, and not that much CGI was used.
Having worked on so many productions and over such a huge course of Hollywood change, what is your experience on set now on a show like this compared to when you first started out? How different is the setup?
It's very similar, to be quite honest. There's you have a row of chairs where you sit as an actor, and that's kind of your little holding area. There is some waiting around as they set everything up and make sure everything is perfect. There's the same rehearsal period. It hasn't really changed that much. The biggest change in some ways is between if you're shooting digital or if you're shooting with real film, is just the ritual, the timing of the changing of the film, which is much more frequent than using a digital card, of course, and getting into the rhythm of that you have to stop and actually change things out. But apart from that, it's really similar.
Obviously, the next season of And Just Like That is coming out soon. I was a huge fan of Trey McDougall. Will we see, is there any chance for cameo?
Nothing that I'm aware of yet. We'll see. I don't know.
You're open to it though.
I'm here. They know how to find me.